And here I am.
Here we go.
I was about to start this with like a bitch because I know, imagine.
I know.
Why are film fans grumpy? Why am I grumpy? It's because I put a post out a few weeks ago on LinkedIn saying if anyone in Scotland's making anything, TV, show, film, using my hands a lot, let me know about it so I can support you. You know, share it, get it out there.
A nice thing. A nice.
Yeah,
that sounds like a nice thing, Fraser.
Nothing. And then someone's just replied to me and they go, "Oh, we're doing a series about this thing."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, cool. I'd love to hear more." And they messaged me, and they've got a director attached who is an established, well-known director in Scotland who's done a show that you will have heard of, no doubt about it.
Is it you?
No, because I don't direct anymore, darling.
But you did. So therefore, are you established if you don't direct?
Yeah, they'll just call you a failure.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they're like, so I'm doing this thing, this person attached. Can you support us? And I'm like, no, I didn't mean I could help you make your show. I'm very busy.
Yeah, just retweet, like, share. Yeah.
And they went, oh, we're looking for someone to I said, have you got a broadcaster attached or a production company attached? And they're like, no, yet we're hoping to find someone that can do that for you. I'm like, that's what your director's for.
Yeah.
That's like, your director's very well connected with with channels that you will get that show on. And he's like, oh, just throwing the net out there. I'm like, okay, but I was about to reply, and I was like, my people are in America. I can't help you.
No. Sometimes you've just got to know when to step back and go, do you know what? I'm not doing all your work for you.
Is that person who commented on my, because I've rebranded Celebrity Films. Oh, yeah. That's what we'll do. Hold on. That's what we'll do. Let's change my logo.
Change your logo. For those on the audio, you'll have no clue what's going on here. But if you're very lucky, I may describe the logo for you.
So at the moment, my backdrop on my Skype is
some sort of cartoony thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's my comic book for Origins that Vicky.
There you go.
Or is it maybe Vicky Marler now? She got married recently.
Vicky, let's just call her Vicky.
Vicky. She's doing a 26-page comic for Origins, which is very nice of her. And it's the first page that gets the page she sent me, and I thought it just looked cool.
It does. It does look cool. So, Vicky, you've done great work that's just about to disappear off Fraser's screen.
Sorry, it was on our last one, though.
It was on the last one, and maybe the one before that, I don't know. But it looks great anyway. So,
but I'm rebranding to refocus 2024 and all that. So I went on Fiverr and paid a tenner.
Yeah, it's like going into the pound shop, paying £6, isn't it, really, for one item? Yeah.
So I went on Fiverr, paid a tenner, and got this new logo made up. And I'm going to swap it because then that makes sense now.
Of course it does.
But it's like that guy who. So when I shared my new logo, recently, and he was like, "Oh, if you're accepting scripts, I'm not."
Yeah, I seen him do that 3 times this week to people. Are you accepting? And the thing is, it's like, we're not going to have this as a bashy negative episode. So
no,
we're not going to bash it. But I've seen the guy's output, and I've not read anything, so I can't comment on the quality of the things he's writing. So therefore, I don't know if it might be amazing, might be terrible. I do not know. But his sheer output, so fair play to the guy for writing as much as he does. It's like once a week he'll go, I've just finished Project X. Brilliant. Now I've started Project Y. Should have the first draft in a few days. I'm like, fair play to you, dude. I ain't got the energy to write that much.
But go redraft. Go send out Project X to script editors and people. Get your notes and come back and redraft before you move on to the next one.
Yeah, exactly.
Finish what you're doing and then get that out. There's sorry, so you've caught me on 2 tangents now. So I know a filmmaker in my particular world, country, who is constantly putting out short after short after short, feature after feature after feature, and it's like, we've won this award at this festival, this award. But when you look at the festival, they're paid to play. Yeah. So you're paying however much money you're paying, and lo and behold, you have won an award.
Yep.
And it's like, so have you really won an award? But that constant amount of output has not moved them up to the next step.
No.
They might not want to. They might be, I know runners at the BBC who've been running for 10 years, and you go, do you want to move up? And they go, no. So maybe they're happy where they are.
Some people are. Some people are happy at the role. When I did my night job, I remember sitting next to this guy who had loads of IT qualifications, and then this role came up, and I said to him, I'm like, you'd be really, really good at that. I said, rather than just sitting there just typing to fucking idiot customers who swear at you all the time, you should go for that. And he went, I'm happy where I am. I come in, I do my job, I go home, it's great. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. Some people are happy what they're doing.
Yeah. My wife's the same. She works part-time. She transcribes audio, and she does her 9 to 5, comes home. That's it.
Done.
She loves it.
Sits and watches Doctor Who for the rest of the evening.
What, the show that's dead?
That's the one. Yep. All those millions of people are watching it because it's dead.
Well, I saw on Twitter today. So until Doctor Who came along, I didn't know about the AI, not to be confused with artificial intelligence. It's the appreciation index. So they take a small quarter of people and go, did you like it? Did you not like it? And they score it out of 100, and then they get the average. So the last episode that went out there, The Giggle, which was the last of the 3 specials, had an appreciation of 85. And the show's not had that high an appreciation index since Peter Capaldi was the Doctor in 2016.
Yep.
And someone's like, "Oh, we don't care about the number. Just tell us what the overnight figures are, because you know how important overnight figures are."
Oh, certainly in this day and age with streaming and catch up, you got off those.
There's your, your weekend blockbuster numbers.
Yeah.
Right? So it was 4.62 million overnight at Christmas on a Saturday, but the first episode got 5.8 overnight. It's now 8.6 7 days later. The second episode got like 4.86, and this one got 4.62. But that's great. That's good drama numbers for a Saturday night. And that's not including Disney Plus.
Yep.
Around the world.
Sounds dead to me.
Right? This guy commented, "Oh, dreadful numbers. It's not getting the numbers that it used to be." So I replied, because he struck a chord, and I said, "Well,"
or a nerve.
Yeah. I was like, "Go on, my friend. What do you have to say about my favourite show?" Yep. So I said, "What are you talking about? Like, here's the figures that got for special 1, 2, and 3. Here's what it got after 7. Here's the AI. What numbers are you talking about?" I said the first special is currently at 8.6 million, and it hasn't achieved those numbers since Matt Smith was the Doctor, when it was considered to be at its height. Because it took over to America and it was huge. I said, "So what numbers are you talking about? Like, are you talking about 2005, when it was averaging about 9 million a week before streaming services became this big prevalent thing?" I said, all drama across the board, all TV viewing figures are down. Yep. It's just, that's the fact. And he was like, "Oh, no reply." And then someone was like, "Oh, when they say that it's a good number, that usually means it's going to get cancelled." And I was like, it's not going to get cancelled, because the AI is high. The numbers is they've shot season 14/season 1, because they're rebranding it. Season 2 is now being filmed, and Russell T Davies is contracted for 4 years, so it's not going anywhere.
No,
I never said it was going to be cancelled. Tweet above.
Sometimes you just got to step away. It's hard to not engage with some stupid comments, though. I'll go, I'm not engaging, I'm not doing anything, and then you see one comment, you go, I'm just going to send one reply. Next thing, your entire afternoon's gone because you're replying to morons who just, I don't know, they're crazy. But
says, put the phone down.
Yeah, put the phone down and just do something. Just go outside and look at the clouds. Look at the grey clouds. Look how lovely they are. It's amazing. So I've got some questions for you, Fraser. It's going to be a little bit of a different one.
You've not prepped me.
No, I don't really need any prep. It's not like homework. There's no prize at the end of this, other than we've just had a good old discussion about stuff.
Right.
So my first question for you, this is a question for this little topic. Who is either your favorite or the best 80s action hero. Because I've been reading a book all about action heroes, and it's all like your Arnie's and your Jackie Chan's and your.
I can see it.
That one's there. It's really good, actually.
I would say it's a cliche, but Arnold Schwarzenegger, I would say, it's like there was a lot because you had Willis.
Well, the thing is with Willis, he didn't really come into it until like 88 with Die Hard, though. So you think, well, Willis has probably done like 2 action films in the 80s.
So you had your Stallone. You had your Seagal. Was he kicking about then?
Seagal wasn't leching and abusing people until the 90s. So some of the stories about Seagal, even the ones in this book, you're like, what a horrible person. I've never read anything nice about Steven Seagal, and this book is not changing any of that.
No, there's a lot of YouTube videos about him. Dolph Lundgren was kicking about.
Dolph Lundgren, you had Jackie Chan, Chuck Norris.
And Van Damme. I had a real thing with that. I love Van Damme movies. It's like Time Cop is one of my favourite films. But I think it's got to be Arnie, right?
I think it's either Arnie or Stallone. See, I would make a little bit of a tiny case for Harrison Ford, to be fair.
So he did
the 3 Indiana Jones movies and 2 Star Wars movies. And that doesn't add up to a lot. So I don't think he's in any danger of taking out Stallone or Schwarzenegger. No. Jackie Chan did 22 movies in the 80s. That is a heavy output compared to Stallone's 12 and Schwarzenegger's 12. So, funnily enough, they matched. I'm sure that was on purpose.
And hilariously, like Jackie Chan didn't come into like Western culture and to more or less Rush Hour.
Yeah.
Which was what, 99? 98?
Yep.
And
crazy, isn't it?
Now, film after film after film after film.
So he was like a niche thing that people knew about, proper film geeks knew about Jackie Chan in the 80s, but not mainstream.
Yeah.
By any means. You had Chuck Norris. I was a big Chuck Norris fan. Literally kicking about. That's what he did there. That's pretty good. Hey, well done.
Was Swayze doing anything, or was Swayze just Roundhouse at that point?
No, Swayze had done like Red Dawn and Roadhouse. It was 1889, I think that came out. So he'd done a few bits. But it's definitely...
But he wasn't a real action star, let's be honest.
It's got to be between Stallone and Schwarzenegger, I think. I'd make a case for Cynthia Rothrock, who, as far as I can recall, is pretty much the only woman action star of the 80s.
That was going to be my volley question to you, was where were the women? Where were the women at the time?
Not many. I can only think of...
Weaver is like the classic callback.
Well, it is, but you think, what action films did she do in the 80s? Aliens, the second one. Alien was 79. So with that's out. So you've pretty much just got Aliens.
Yep.
Gorillas in the Mist, I wouldn't really say is like action.
Ghostbusters 1 and 2.
Ghostbusters 1 and 2. Year of Living Dangerously with Mel Gibson. There's possibly a case for Mel Gibson as well. Mad Max, Lethal Weapon 2.
Yeah.
Tequila Sunrise, maybe. But I think it's probably got to be between Arnie and Stallone. So you went straight to Schwarzenegger. What was your...
Terminator 2. I know that was 90s.
90s, so off the table with that one.
You know what I mean, though? Like, I grew up on... So he do Red Coat? No, he did Red...
He did Red Sonja and Red Heat. He seemed to like films with red in the title.
He did his Conan films in the 80s.
2 of them, yep.
We never got King Conan.
No. We got Twins, I suppose. We got, let's say, there's 2 Conan movies. We got 1 Terminator film. Commando, Running Man.
Which they're remaking.
They are, but they're going back to the book, which is quite good, which is very different from the film. So were you more of an Arnie fan growing up then?
Probably, because I wasn't aware of like the Stallone Schwarzenegger competition.
The big competition. Buy that book.
I mean, they were like because I'm pretty sure Schwarzenegger conned Stallone into taking the role in Stop or My Mum Will Shoot.
He did. Yeah, because he'd been offered the script. He's like, I'd do that. And then he said to his people, put it around town. I'm interested. I'm going to do it. And then Stallone's people went, what? He's going to do it? I'm going to do it. And Stallone jumped on board. And Arnie was sat in his house going, laughing his head off. But there was things like the rivalry was insane. And apparently it all started in the late 70s or the mid 70s or late 70s, whatever, between Rocky and I can't remember which film that Arnie had done, but they were up for awards. And then everybody's like, who's this Arnie guy? Who's this Arnie guy? And Stallone's like, everybody should be talking about me. And it started the rivalry way back then. And then through the 80s, when Rambo had his knife, and then Schwarzenegger did Commando and made sure his knife was a little bit bigger than Stallone's, like by an inch, make it bigger. And then when Stallone did Rambo 3, he's like, make it bigger than Arnie's. So it's like, really? Come on, grow up, guys. What's the matter with you?
So that's like The Rock and Vin Diesel now.
Yeah.
And even Statham, they've got in their contracts that they all have to get an equal number of punches into the other on screen.
Yep. It's madness, isn't it?
But it wasn't until, oh my God, what's it called? You just watched the fourth one that Stallone did.
Expendables.
Yeah. It wasn't until Expendables 1 and 2 that you finally got Bruce Willis, Sylvester Stallone, and Arnie together.
Yeah.
Which is wild to think it took that long.
Because they'd been trying for years. I think it was a film way back called Sergeant Rock, which never became a thing, but they were trying to put them together then. And there was issues back in the 80s where they wanted to try and put them in a film together, but they couldn't decide who walked in a meeting room first. I want to go in first. Well, why am I following you? And it was all that silliness. It's absolute madness. I think they've got past it now because Arnie appears in the Stallone documentary, and they've appeared in a few films together and stuff. But
yeah, Bruce Willis is sadly at the game.
Yeah, a great body of work though.
Yeah.
It's Bruce Willis. Nobody can fault him on that.
We never got Die Hard 6.
You're sad that we. I'm quite glad. I think they should have stopped at Die Hard 3.
Die Hard 5 was a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
But I quite enjoyed Die Hard 4.
Yeah.
Wasn't anywhere near 1, 2, or 3, and I think 3 is a masterpiece. I really enjoyed 3. I prefer 3 to 2.
Really? Okay.
2 is just a rehash of 1.
Yep.
But I still love 2. And every year we've had this Christmas chat. I'll either watch Die Hard 1 or Die Hard 2, depending a year in, year out. So this year it's back to Die Hard.
Yep.
But I think they should have given redemption to the Die Hard films, and it should have been like John McClane's Last Day. But it should have flashed back to, they could have cast a younger Bruce and had his first case and tie it to that.
Yeah.
And I think that would have been really neat. And they could have cast Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, that would have worked. Yeah, definitely. So you're going.
I'm sad that never happened. I thought that would have been because they could have got the daughter, the son, and the mum back.
Yep.
That's what I think.
Not to be, unfortunately.
Yep.
So is Arnie miles ahead of Stallone in your opinion? For you?
No.
Or just?
No, just because it's hard because their movies are very similar.
Certainly around the mid-80s when you're Commando and your Rambo and all that sort of stuff.
We're also forgetting Eddie Murphy.
We are, yep. We had a couple of Beverly Hills Cops, and then
1 and 2. He
two
had
of those.
48 Hours, another 48 Hours.
Yeah.
So he was up there too.
Don't forget Best Defense with Dudley Moore. Everybody forgets.
Was it
that
Eddie
film.
Murphy that was added in last minute, or was it Dudley Moore who was added in last minute?
I don't know. I may have to look into that.
They added in. That's a movie where nothing happens.
Yep.
I love Dudley Moore.
So do I.
There's your action star from the 80s.
Dudley Moore. Yeah, never mind Schwarzenegger and Stallone and Chuck Norris. And I think it is a shame that there is only one action hero, though, who pretty much wasn't even cinematic. I think a lot of Cynthia Rothrock's films went straight to VHS and stuff, which is where I watched one. I watched one the other night called Righting Wrongs from 1985. Right. It was great. She was awesome in it. I think it was one of her early films. And it was awesome. It was fun, but there were no other women action heroes. I mean, some people go, Linda Hamilton. You think, well, you've done like one.
She didn't
the
want
first
that
Terminator because the second one was the 90s.
And she wasn't really badass in Terminator 1.
No, until the end.
To the end, and then
When she pushed the button. Yeah.
And in Terminator 2, she's amazing.
Yeah.
So where's the documentary in Cynthia? Where's the story?
I did an article on my website probably a year or two ago going, what happened to Cynthia Roth? Because I don't know if you're the same, but you'll be watching a film or reading a book and you'll be like, what happened to them? And I thought, I'm just going to see what happened to Cynthia Rothrock. She's still been making loads and loads of movies, and she's still making them now. She's doing one now called Black Creek, I think it's called. So she's all over social media, and she's got her own YouTube channel, and so she's still out there. So I was very happy with that. It's just her films just never really crossed my radar for some reason. It didn't have the good release that she should.
But the good thing now is that you can find them.
Yeah.
Like, as long as these films haven't been sold off to history, they're still out there, which is good. And
she did, how many did she do? She did 14. No, 14? No, 11. She did 11 in the 80s. So she was like one less than Stallone and Schwarzenegger, but obviously the big muscly dudes gobbled up all the airspace and stole her thunder.
She'd not be able, she didn't crack it.
No. I always hoped that she would be in like one of the Expendables movies. You know, when they were sort of teetering with having the Expendables, and they were going to do a woman one. I'm like, it's got to be Cynthia Rothrock, Sigourney Weaver, Linda Hamilton, and it just never.
Bridget Nielsen.
Bridget Nielsen, yeah. Stallone wouldn't be in that one. I wouldn't have thought. He's not going to make no cameo with Bridget Nielsen. But yeah, so I think I'm okay with Arnie. Pretty good.
He's kind of the epitome of the American dream.
Yeah.
They should change the law and make him president.
They should.
Because he's the one Republican I like.
Yeah, and he's a smart guy as well.
He's very smart.
Very smart. Yeah.
Very, very smart. I liked his Netflix show Fubar.
I didn't see that, but I did see his documentary though, which was really good.
Documentary, but I do recommend Fubar.
Right.
It's silly.
Is it like classic Arnie?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
It's somewhere between. Last Action Hero.
Yep.
And True Lies.
I'm in. Yep. I'm in.
But True Lies I thought was like classic Arnie.
Yeah.
Is that James Cameron?
Yeah. Yep. It is James Cameron.
One of my mum's favourite films.
Based on a French movie as well, isn't it? That?
Yeah.
So, which I've never seen.
And Eliza Dushku plays his daughter.
She did. Yep. I took many photos of Eliza Dushku. So, one of my highlights.
I would love to meet her because she was great in Buffy.
Yep.
And great in Angel.
I liked her in True Calling. You watch that? That was good.
She was good in Dollhouse, but Dollhouse was a bit of a trash show.
Yeah, it was.
I was never really quite comfortable with the concept of that show.
Nope.
It all seemed a bit sketchy. You know, these women can be whatever you want them to be. Don't know. Always felt a bit sketchy. Don't know, man. Don't know.
So we'll put the crown on Arnie for the best action hero of the 80s. Well done, Mr. Schwarzenegger. So I've got a question for you, Fraser. Why are people so obsessed with whether Die Hard is a fucking Christmas movie? Why? When did it come out? The main question isn't like, is it a Christmas movie? It's just like, why are they so obsessed with that? I don't know. Why are they not talking about Lethal Weapon being a Christmas movie or something? It's always every year. It's not. No, it's not. Yes, it is. It came out in 88, I think.
But what month?
I don't know, to be honest.
Because it's based on a book, right?
It's based on a book, which was a sequel. Because originally Frank Sinatra should have starred in Die Hard.
Yeah.
But he's too old then, so he couldn't really do it. But they offered it to Arnie. He offered it to everybody. Offered it to everybody, and then Bruce Willis ended up getting it. It is a Christmas movie. I don't get why people say it's not, because the guy who wrote it says it is. The director says it is. In my book, which I've bookmarked, he's like, Frank Capra made his Christmas movie in 1947 or whatever. It's a Wonderful Life. Here we are making our Christmas movie, and it's Die Hard. The director says it's a Christmas movie, but yeah, we've still got people online going, it's not.
Takes place at Christmas.
Yep.
It's a Christmas party.
Ho ho ho! Have a machine gun. Got that.
Oh, now I have a machine gun. Ho,
Yep.
ho, ho.
Yep.
It ends with a Christmas tune.
Yep.
There's Christmas trees in it.
Yep. Well, apparently it's not, because people, what they tend to do is go, yeah, but if you take Christmas out, it'd still be a film, right? If you take songs out,
you
can
could
say
say
that for
that about
anything.
a lot of films.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just like, I just do not understand why
Take
people.
Christmas out of Home Alone and it's still a film.
It is. Yep. Take Christmas out of Gremlins.
Still a film.
You know, obviously you've not got like the little Phoebe Cates story or whatever, but still a film. It's
also not got Caroline Gremlins.
It's just why do you think people have latched onto the obsession with is Die Hard a Christmas movie, and why won't they stop fucking banging on about it
and just accept that it is?
Yeah, but why do they care if it is or it isn't?
Exactly, because I think it's because some people either really love Christmas or you really hate Christmas. And if you really enjoy a film, but it happens to be a Christmas film, that must go against your moral thinking, like your instinct. So if they can say, well, it's not a Christmas film, then they can watch it any time of the year that they want, even though nothing. You could go watch Die Hard on June the 5th.
I did. That's the exact date I watched it.
See?
June the 5th, Die Hard Day.
Die Hard Day. So I rest my case. You can literally watch it whenever you want. But I wonder if people just get upset because they go, you know what? No, I'm going to change my answer, Stuart. People just love to be bloody right,
even when they're not right.
It's a stubbornness.
Yeah.
It's stubbornness. I think that's what it is. Because Die Hard 3 and 4 don't take place, or 5 don't take place at Christmas.
I'm not even sure the second one. It's a while since I've seen the second one, so I might be wrong. But I'm
pretty sure it takes place on like Christmas Eve or something.
Brilliant. I'm now going to be tweeting about, hey, Die Hard 2 Christmas movie. Just
to
annoy him. Is it? Brilliant.
He's at the airport on Christmas waiting to pick up his wife who's on the plane.
Yeah.
As there's like foreign like dictators being transported to like get arrested, but there's like this terrorist group's out to get him. To like rescue him, but there's like snow and Christmas trees and Christmas music. It's Christmas.
It's people getting stabbed to the eye with an icicle. It don't get more Christmassy than that. I don't
think. They do. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. But it's just it's just like, I'm not a huge fan of Christmas, right? I don't like it. I love Die Hard. I think it is a Christmas movie. I love Lethal Weapon. I watched it like earlier this week. Great Christmas movie. I don't have to like Christmas to enjoy a Christmas movie. So
yeah, but you don't have to be right though. You've not got it in you to say I must be right all the time, because you're not an idiot.
No. But when you've got people, used to be somebody I used to work with, and she was like, "It's not a Christmas movie." I'm like, "Look, I've seen the tweets that Stephen E. D'Souza, who wrote Die Hard, right? He says it's a Christmas movie. Yeah, but it's not though. Look, the guy that wrote it says it is, so therefore it is." And then I've read that John McTiernan is also classed as a Christmas movie, but yet you'll still get people going, no, it isn't. It's like, just stop caring about that. It don't matter.
Shockingly, it came out in America in July.
Brilliant. Well, didn't The Grinch, though? That came out at a weird time as well, I think. Or that might have been VHS releases used to be really strange. You'd get all these Christmas movies dropping onto VHS in like June. And then nobody'd rent them.
Came out in America on 12th of July 1988 and didn't come out in the United Kingdom until the 3rd of February 89.
Oh, that's a horrible wait.
But that's what it used to be, though.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
It used to be months and months. People forget this. It used to be months and months and months between a film coming out in America and then coming out in the UK. But then it was an even longer wait from it coming out in the cinema.
Yeah.
To coming out to rent. And that was to rent, not to buy.
Yeah.
And wasn't the release for E.T. one of my most hated films of all time? Was that not was that not years between
that? Yeah, that was like 7 years
between it being released
between
and then to buy a video. And it was it not like $70 or something to buy?
Oh, it was expensive. Yeah. It came out in the late 80s over here in the UK because it was like a big, oh my God. I mean, pirate copies were kicking around since 1982, but they were terrible, as pirate copies generally were.
Yeah, I remember having a pirate copy of the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film.
I had a copy of the Tim Burton Batman. Like, can I see anything? Because that's a dark film anyway, so you can imagine people walking. But you didn't care as a kid. You still watched it. You're like, this is amazing. Now people are like outraged that their illegal copy's terrible.
My mum once bought a pirate copy of Mrs. Doubtfire at the Barras, which is like the big market here. And it was like proper pirate videos, and it was obviously crap quality. And my mum tried to take it back. I'm like, it's not how this works.
No, it's not how piracy works, is it really? Not at all. So, yeah, people should stop. I've clicked on my little thing there.
At the end of the day, does it matter?
No, that's my point.
Is your life systematically changed because to you it is or isn't a Christmas film? I'll be watching it this Christmas at some point. It's not going to be one for Siobhan to watch. She's got her Christmas night out, and I was like, well, Harrison and I are watching Die Hard.
Yep. There's two questions that drive me up the wall. Is why does pineapple go on pizza? I don't give a shit. It's like, if you want it on your pizza and you enjoy it, go for it. It's fine.
Live your life.
It's fine. I'm not bothered. I don't care. I'm not going to get annoyed if you like pineapple on pizza. And is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Live your life.
Who cares? Go do something else. It's madness.
But the good thing with you and me is, like, and a lot of the people in our lives, like, we don't care about the trivial stuff. No. I do get hung up on Doctor Who fans being racist, homophobic, and xenophobic, but that's just me. But I don't care about. I'll happily eat pineapple on a pizza. I don't care.
Yeah. And guess what? If somebody gives you a pizza and you're hungry and there's pineapple on it, you don't want to eat the pineapple, you can just pick them off. Pick them up, put them to one side, put them on a plate, and then throw them at
people. Cool down, put it on some ice cream, you're fine.
Exactly, you're well aware. So yes, yes, Die Hard is a Christmas movie, but we don't care what you think. But just people stop getting obsessed by it, for God's sake. Get obsessed by world hunger or something instead.
I went to see it in the cinema for the first time a few years ago.
Oh wow!
They were doing a whole bunch of Christmas movies like Elf, Nightmare Before Christmas. Don't get me started on Nightmare Before Christmas. Is it Halloween? Is it Christmas?
It's both. It can be both if you want it. Yeah. Both. Next. Yeah, exactly.
Stuart and I are solving problems today.
Yep.
People should, in the comment section, for you, not for me, because I don't allow comments for reasons we previously discussed. Yep. I think in your comments, people should go, the nagging questions that people have like this, put them in your comments.
Please, we'll use them.
Our next video, we'll knock them out in 10 minutes.
We'll use them, yeah. Any movie related, or not even movie related, any questions that annoy the shit out of you, dump them in the comments, please. And anybody who's listening to the audio version of this, just contact me somehow and
Barry,
give me a list of questions.
I know you're listening, Barry. Bump your question in.
Yeah.
Because he used to do a live stream. He stopped doing them now. But I was the only person who'd comment along, and I would do it on purpose so he had something to talk about. So it wasn't just him talking inanely. So I'd try and give it purpose and direction. So return the favour, Barry, because I know you're listening. Dump a comment, leave us a question, so Stuart and I can deal with it in 2024.
Yeah. Leave as many questions as you want, Barry. You'll leave 50 questions. It's fine. I don't care. We will get through them all. We could just use half a dozen.
10 minutes.
Each episode. So, got a question for you, Fraser. Streaming platforms. I'm trying a new experiment with these podcasts, by the way.
I've noticed
streaming platforms. Which is the best one? And is there one that you really don't like? You've disappeared off your backdrop. That's quite a good way of seeing the whole silly wee films, though. Lights, camera, locks. I like that. That's very clever. Somebody will be like, you spelt locks wrong. It's got a K. No, it's a lock.
Wrong. Anyway, for me personally, Disney is my favourite.
But is this because of Harrison? Because you have a child and the child loves Disney?
But also me. Because I like watching the old Disney cartoons like Aladdin and Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast and stuff. Mm-hmm. But their new content, like I'm a sucker for the new Star Wars stuff. I'm a sucker for there's a Star Wars series that's all animated, and it's like anime, and like that stuff's just beautiful. It's just like if you're not watching it, watch it. Because it's Star Wars, but it's not. You don't have to worry about Luke Skywalker or anything. Or Rey. It's its own thing. And they've got some great. I'm a theme park nut, and they've got great documentaries about all the some Disney rides and history of Disney, and the Imagineers who like made
That's an amazing documentary. I love that series.
Hour-long documentary, so I love all that. The worst, the STV player's crap.
I'm watching all the old episodes of Brookside.
I know you are.
That's the only thing I watch on it. Why is it crap?
It crashes all the time, constantly crashing.
That's because I'm watching Brookside. I'm gobbling up their bandwidth.
There's 6 people who use it, and you're taking up all.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gobbling it all up.
I don't know. What do you think is the worst?
I think they tend to vary. I'm not a huge fan of Netflix. I only have one streaming platform now. Well, I'm paying for one. I have 3 because I'm currently on a 3-month free trial. Oh, not dodgily wise. I'm on a 3-month free trial with Apple because if you go through a Roku box, you can get 3 months for nothing.
Nice.
And it works. So I'm on that. That is a really good streaming platform.
Apple's got a lot of great shows.
Yes. The quality, it hasn't got the biggest library ever, but the quality of the shows are amazing. I'm watching the Godzilla one, Monarch, at the minute, which is really, I'm only 2 episodes in, but that's really good.
It should be quantity, it should be quality, not quantity.
And with Apple it is, I think. Every show I've seen on that has been really, really good. Harrison Ford in Shrinking, Ted Lasso, stuff like that. The Morning Show, also good.
It's that one that they've got that's kind of, it feels like it's in the 50s, but it's like they're trying to send people to space, but it's all a scam.
Is it For All Mankind?
That's it, yeah.
For that one? That one I've not seen yet, so I may check that.
That's got not Jim Caviezel.
Yeah, he's too busy banging on about Sound of Freedom, isn't he, Jim Caviezel?
Don't.
Which I've seen. I've seen that film. It's an okay thriller.
Yeah, and that's that. But it's been weaponized.
Yes, it has. Yeah.
Like whether or not it's a good film, it's been weaponized by the insane.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
I will agree with that.
The right say it's been weaponized by the left, and the left say it's been weaponized by the right. But the left haven't weaponized it in the slightest.
No.
But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
It's good. It's a good thriller. So that's fine.
I think it's Billy Crudup who's in For All Mankind, and he's a great actor.
Yeah.
So, but it varies for you. 1 week it's one.
Yeah, Apple are really good. Disney, I just wish Disney would go back to just being a library platform. Stop doing original content and just have all the Disney stuff that comes out eventually. So it goes to the cinema, it comes out, and then it drops on it.
Content that you'll just shelf anyway.
Yeah, you're gonna watch
it. Willow's gone.
Yep. The Jeff Goldblum show, that's gone.
Oh God.
That's not there anymore. The Pink Ladies or Pink whatever it was, the Grease one, that's gone.
Was Paramount, yeah.
Oh, that was Paramount, wasn't it? Sorry, Disney. Paramount are pretty good actually. They're cheap. They're the cheaper price. And they've got a hell of a lot of their back. I mean, obviously Paramount have got a great back catalogue anyway. So I like them. My favorite, I did used to like Shudder, and then they sort of downsized. So I kind of fell out with Shudder because they never replied to my messages. So I don't like them anymore. My favorite, well, I've got to say Apple. I think Apple and BritBox. BritBox are amazing. It's got all these like ITV and BBC shows over the years. Loads of Doctor Who on there as well. All sorts.
Like BritBox is great for, and I had BritBox for like a month, but BritBox had like Nightmare on there, and I had like all these like classic kids TV shows.
We're watching Grange Hill. They've now got 20 seasons of Grange Hill on there. They're so close to getting them all on there. We're just sitting rewatching that.
Isn't that so telling of telly now that you're rewatching Grange Hill and Brookside?
Yeah.
And I've gone back to the start of Doctor Who in 1996.
Yep. It is telling. I think TV nowadays, there's a lot of good stuff. It's not like, all TV's terrible. But it also doesn't feel like it's the sort of thing that I'd want to rewatch. Whereas a lot of films, I've lost count how many times I've watched an Never Ending Story. Like watch it every 6 months or whatever. But how many films are out now that we'd go, yeah, I'm going to rewatch that. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to watch it every 6 months or whatever. Not too many.
No, I mean, it's funny because, again, go back to Doctor Who, because they did the 3 specials, and I rewatched the first one the day after, and then maybe one more time. But but I haven't rewatched the second one and I haven't rewatched the third one. And the reason I've not done it is because I've ordered the Steelbook.
Right.
And I'm waiting for the Steelbook to watch it.
Yeah.
And I could just flick it on iPlayer tomorrow and not think.
No, watch the discs.
But I'm excited
Something
to watch
special.
the special features, and I just bought the re-release, what they're calling RTD1. So when Russell T Davies was running the first time round, and they've re-released all of his seasons on Blu-ray and upscaled it. So I'm going back. But I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I have a question for you, Stuart.
Yeah.
Not Doctor Who related, but more actor related.
Yeah.
So the actor who played the Doctor when the show came back, Christopher Eccleston,
yeah,
great actor. There was some sort of disagreement when he was making his first and only series of the show. To this day, it's never been revealed. They think there was allegedly there was a falling out of the director, who has never come back to Doctor Who. Okay. You can look him up if you want to. And so Christopher said to the production, I'll finish up my contract, I'll do all your press, I'll do it all right, but I'm leaving, but don't announce it, I'll do it on my own terms, whatever. And the BBC then put out a statement and said that he was leaving because he was exhausted and he didn't want to be typecast.
Oops, I did hear the typecast story,
which wasn't
way back when.
So he then went after the BBC and they had to issue an apology.
Yeah.
He's since gone on to do Big Finish, which is the audio spin-off for Doctor Who, playing the same Doctor. But whenever he's asked about going back to Doctor Who, he's like, nah, never. It's not until the current regime are gone, because he was blacklisted for a while by the BBC for this fallout. He's went back. He's done the A Word, which was a great drama about autism. He's in Dickens, I think. No, not Dickens. It's a Oliver Twist thing for CBBC.
Yeah. So Dickens. Yeah.
Dodger. I think it's called Dodger. And he's in that. It's getting great reviews. But when Stephen Moffat took over Doctor Who, he asked Christopher Eccleston to be in the 50th anniversary. Met him, had dinner, showed him the script, and he says, it'll be better without me. So he turned it down.
Oh, okay.
So they cast John Hurt, which I think is an amazing piece of casting.
Yeah.
The Doctor Who never was. But then at an event recently for Love of Horror or Love of Sci-Fi, whatever it was, we've talked about them before, he was on stage with Billy Piper, and they asked him what would it take for him to go back to Doctor Who, and he name-called all of the top 4 producers who are running it again now, and said, fire all of them. And he was quite venomous about it. Should he have been? Was that unprofessional?
Or I mean, is that any less professional than putting out a press release going, oh, Christopher Eccleston's tired, he can't do it, he's not got the energy levels to keep up with it, that's why he's left?
But 20 years ago?
Oh, I can hold grudges.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hold grudges.
I've hold a grudge longer than that week.
Really? Oh no, I've
There's a few. It must be tricky because all the fans want him back.
Yeah.
And all the fans love the show. And the show is at a peak again relative to what it was.
Yeah.
So of course they love the idea of him coming back. But
I think there's a more diplomatic way he could have said it. Like, I may come back, I'd love to, but there are certain situations that I don't want to put myself in again. Yeah. However, that may change in the future. There's a way to do it rather than going, sack those 4 and I'll come back. It's a bit
calling for someone to get sacked.
Yeah.
When they haven't necessarily done, morally they did something wrong. But I'm sure Christopher Eccleston got paid.
Yeah, sure he did. Yeah.
So
it's a little bit of a dick move, isn't it?
I'm conflicted because they did him a dirty.
But 20 years ago.
But 20 years ago,
Let it go, as they say in that
he didn't
Disney
lose
film.
his career.
No.
He suffered mentally, I think, but he got through it.
Yeah.
He's got a career now. He's doing very well, and he's doing conventions and he's meeting fans of his Doctor, which he never would have done back in the day.
No, and if you're on a stage facing Doctor Who fans,
young Doctor Who fans
don't come across as being like a grumpy arse, basically.
Because that's a surefire way of not getting a phone call.
Yeah, he's not likely to be back anytime soon, as long as those 4 people are still in their roles or whoever they are.
In charge.
No, and the BBC aren't going to turn around and go, "Oh, we need to sack those 4 because we need Chris back." As much as we'd love to see him back.
You and I, we're in the industry. We're close to it. I personally think that was a little bit too strong.
A little bit, yeah.
I get the heart, I really do. But and what they've done now is they've opened it up so a former Doctor could come back, and they don't have to explain it away of why they look different.
Yeah.
Because Russell has opened up this Doctorverse, where in different timelines, the Doctor didn't regenerate at that point and has grown old. Right. So Sylvester McCoy could come back tomorrow being 70 years old. Or Tom Baker can come back at 90. Do you know what I mean? Or Paul McGann, who also got done a dirty in Doctor Who.
Yeah, he was really good as Doctor Who as well, by the way. I like Paul McGann. Yeah.
But he could come back tomorrow. So they've opened the door for Monsieur Eccleston, and I feel like he spat at the mat.
Yeah.
And that upset me. Because I get it. But at the same time, think about your audience.
Yeah, it would have been, if he wanted to come out with the sack those 4 people, that's something that he should have said in a closed meeting room with somebody who said, Chris would like you back to be Doctor Who. He's like, I'm not coming back because I don't like those 4 people. That's a behind closed doors conversation where you can just be yourself and say whatever's on your mind.
And before, what were the real reasons? And he's been nothing but professional. But this is the first time he's name checked the 4 higher ups.
And the problem is that we know the way the world works now is the crazy fans are going to go after these 4 people and go, we want you out, thinking if they leave, Christopher Eccleston will go, yeah, I'm coming back. Don't work like that. But that's the way the world works. It loves a witch hunt, which is a shame. As we'll find out when Aquaman 2 comes out soon. I've already seen I'm not watching it. It's got that woman in it. Like, that woman you don't even know.
We're not watching it. Why? We've not got much of an interest in it. But that's a boring answer. You must have an angry reason. You
must be livid at somebody. It's like, no, there's too many films to watch and
not enough time.
I haven't got enough time. So what's been the best because this may be the last podcast you do this year as potentially. So I want to know what your favorite movies. Obviously, Doctor Who is probably going to be your favorite TV show this year. But what films have you seen that have been like?
I really enjoyed the Marvels. Barbie was great.
Yep.
It was silly fun with a really strong message about patriarchy.
Yeah.
They handled it really well. I loved Indiana Jones.
Same.
Watch me not be popular.
You're loving all the films that people bash.
I know.
That's because they're wrong and you're right. Genuinely.
It's not like that. I enjoy fun.
Yeah.
And that film was fun. What else have I seen? I really enjoyed the new Turtles movie, the new animated one. Again, fun. Didn't have to be anything other than fun. What else came out this year? What have you seen?
Tons. I'm not going to go through all my favorite films of the year, but Oppenheimer, Evil Dead Rise.
I loved Evil Dead Rise.
The Flash, Cocaine Bear. Dumb Money was really good. John Wick Chapter 4.
Controversial ending?
No, not at all.
Perfect ending?
I thought it was a perfect ending, and yes, they are going to do a number 5. And then you got people going, you can't do number 5 because the ending of number 4, the ending of number 4, if you actually look at it, it can be whatever you want. It can be this way, it can be that way. It's fine. There is no right, there is no wrong. Use your brain and decide what you want. And it's just like, for the love of God. It's either Leave the World Behind or Leave Our World Behind, which
it's
is
just come out,
Julia
right?
Roberts. That is so good. But it's so divisive. It's really funny reading the comments because you got people like me who go, that is really good. It's my type of movie. Absolutely loved it. And then you've got the other people go, no, didn't answer all the questions that I had. This bullshit. Worst film ever because I didn't like the ending because it didn't answer every single question that I've written down in this book. And they're so mad. They're fuming. It's like, get over yourself. Don't worry about it. It's great. If you liked it, great. If you don't, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Did you watch Knock at the Cabin?
I watched that last night. I enjoyed it.
It
was okay. It was probably my thing.
Yeah, we enjoyed it. We enjoyed it up to a point, and it wasn't a bad movie, but it got to the ending and we're like, okay.
Yeah. It got to the ending and it felt, I mean, it wasn't like a twist. It wasn't a Shyamalan twist, but it was like here's who these people are. And you're like, yeah, I kind of worked that at the beginning, to be fair. kind of knew that. It's like, there's 4 of them. I get it. No problem.
It was quite brutal.
Yeah, it was. Especially with the planes.
Yeah.
I've not seen that in a movie before. We're like, that's kind of ballsy to go, this is what we need to have in this. These things just falling out of the sky constantly. But
I tried to watch one called You Will Not Be Saved.
I've not seen that, but I do want to watch it.
Silent alien invasion film.
Yeah.
And I really like the actress who was like the lead in it. And I love movies like that. I like to be scared. Like I like a good horror.
Yeah.
I like a bit. The best horror thing I've seen in recent years was the live episode of Inside Number 9.
Right.
Which was their Halloween one. That sat with me for weeks. The ending of that, just like the ending of the Barry TV show, that ending sat with me for weeks. I tried to watch No One Will Save You because the trailer was great, and I got about half an hour in, and it just wasn't clicking.
It's like I'm out.
And I hate that. I hate watching it in a film. But time is, I mean, well, I watched it at home. It was on Disney. But like, we've not got time now to stick a film out if you don't like it.
I used to, back in the day, if I got a film, I would watch it, even if I was hating it. It's like, I'm an hour in, this is the worst film I've ever seen this year. It's terrible, but I've got another 2.5 hours to go. Gotta watch it. And I would finish it, but now I'm like, no, I'm out.
Who is it? We could be dead tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. It's too many films to watch. So I've watched a lot of indie films this year. I'm gravitating towards more of those.
Nice.
Abigail is a really good one that I watched recently because you don't know anything about the films before you watch them. You're like, I've seen the poster. I know who's in it. I may have heard of them. I may not. Tell me a story. You've not been.
Enjoy the unbearable talent.
The
Nicolas Cage one.
Not seen it.
It was last year, or maybe the year before. Before Harrison was born, so it was a while. But it's well worth a watch.
Nice.
It's Nicolas Cage and Pedro Pascal, just great together.
Yep.
Just well worth a watch.
This is the one where Nick Cage kind of plays Nick Cage, isn't it? Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Yeah, but it's just too many films. I did a list of all the films that came out this year, the big ones. And the list is probably 25 films that I've not seen, of like the major ones, Mario Brothers and all that sort of stuff.
Mario Brothers was good.
Yeah.
I quite liked the original.
Annette loves the original. I'm like, no, she loves that and Batman and Robin. I'm like, no, neither of them are good films, but she will go to bat for them two films.
However, I will die in that hill. Batman Forever was a class film.
Yeah, Batman and Robin not so much.
Mission Impossible was this year, right?
That was good. Yep, I enjoyed that.
Good. That was the darkest one we've had since the third one.
Yep.
In fact, possibly darker.
Yeah.
Not happy about a certain character's death.
I maintain that they're not.
I'm
telling you, they're coming back. They're coming back. That death scene was just like.
And we're chatting about this.
Yep. Whatever the film's called when it comes out, won't be called Dead Reckoning Part 2.
Right.
So I like that. The only one I really want to watch that's come out this year that I've got, but I've just not scheduled the 3.5 hours to watch, is Killers of the Flower Moon. Which
is that Snyder?
No, that's Martin Scorsese.
Scorsese.
Oh, Rebel Moon looks amazing. So that comes out in December. That's the Zack Snyder one.
I've got strong feelings about Zack Snyder. He makes very, very good-looking films with absolutely zero substance.
Yeah, no, I'll agree with that. I love Zack Snyder films. Same way, Michael Bay is another one. You go, you know what to do with a camera. They're all over the place. It's great, but just can you please team up with a really good script writer?
You just get a good writer.
Please. Yeah, Zack Snyder is very much the same. Visually, Snyder films are amazing.
What was one about the sexy teens who were all mental?
I love that. Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch.
That's in my top 100.
Visually stunning. Not great for women.
Just like a video. No, it's not great for a woman. No, not at all. But yeah, Killers of the Flower Moon, I want to watch. The Scorsese one. But that is not the sort of film that I'm going to put on at 8 o'clock at night. Because it's 3.5 hours long. So I need to schedule that for like a Sunday afternoon or
considering Siobhan and I's time together just to do is starts at 8:30 at night. By the time Arsenal goes to bed, and we can watch a movie that is precisely 1.5 hours long.
Who chooses the movies? How does the movie rotations work between you and Siobhan?
At the moment, we're doing Christmassy films, so we'll either watch a Christmassy film or a Christmassy special. But we like watching really bad Hallmark Christmas films.
Yeah, there's many of those.
And we make up bingo cards for the movie. So we won't read the synopsis. We'll just read the title of the film, and we'll write down like, she's a rich aristocrat. He's a charming farmer. She's a creative of some kind. One of them will give up their career. One of them will hate Christmas. One of them will love Christmas. There'll be a kid involved, a dead relative, or a dead fiance, and we just tick off. But the great thing about these Hallmark movies, Stuart, is they're all pretty much under an hour and a half, because obviously they either ran out of money or ran out of scripts.
I like 90-minute movies. I think if you can just for next year just have 90-minute movies, I'm happy. I'm good.
But the majority of these Hallmark films, they've all got something to do with a prince or a duke. It's all England or Scotland, sort of what they are. Because we watched Christmas in Scotland, and I've never been more offended in my life. But I also loved, because it was shot in where my wife's from, like in the same area, and I've never loved the film more. Yeah,
you just got to put that ashamed thing to one side and go, okay, I'll let them have it.
But so we're watching the classics. So Siobhan had never seen Jingle All the Way.
Good film. I like that.
Arnie.
Yeah.
And she described it as cute, and I'll take that.
Yeah, cute's good. That sums it up. Yeah.
She'd never seen Santa Claus the movie, the Dudley Moore one.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Salkins one. Yep.
Yeah. That bombed.
What did she think?
She liked it.
Yep.
Cute, I believe.
It seems to be a common thing. So on the poster quote, it'd be like cute. Siobhan.
Cute.
Yeah.
Siobhan cool. And so we're mixing it up. We're trying to watch some new ones, some old ones. I want to watch Genie.
Yeah, the Melissa McCarthy one.
Yeah, so that's a remake.
I just find her funny in anything. I think she's great. I like her, and I like Rebel Wilson. Put them in anything, I'm all right. I'm good for a giggle.
She's sometimes hilarious, sometimes not. Melissa McCarthy, but she looks great in this.
Yeah.
Melissa McCarthy is an unbelievably talented actress who's just great at what she does. I think she sometimes picks the wrong parts.
Right.
She was amazing in Spy. I think Spy was my all-time favourite film. I loved the 2016 Ghostbusters film.
Same.
I think it's an amazing. I cried at that film. I just loved it so much. Especially the bit where they're like fighting all the ghosts in Times Square in the fog, and the music that they're taking the theme and slowed it down and made it orchestral. And it's like Ghostbusters kid who's got a proton pack sitting over there that lights up, makes sounds, fires and smoke and all stuff. When that theme played in like slow motion orchestral, Kate McKinnon, I was like, oh, I'm done. I'm done. Sick of working with me. I'm done. So yeah, looking forward to Genie. There was another one. What was the other one? There was another one that was new and I wanted to watch it. Oh, The Family Switch. Classic body swap.
Okay.
Comedy with Ed Helms and my all-time favourite Jennifer Garner.
Yes. Yep. Sounds like you got your rotation for movies all lined up there.
Good and bad. The thing is, like, the month goes in quick anyway.
Yeah.
But when we're both working and we've got the boy, like, we just about finished watching the Santa Clauses on Disney.
Yeah.
And there was only 6 episodes.
It's bad. They're probably only about half an hour long as well.
They should have made those movies not 6-part. There's not enough.
Disney do that a lot, though. They turn their movies into chopped up TV things. Mandalorian and Kenobi and stuff like that should have been movies, I think.
Obi-Wan should have been a movie. I think it was a movie at one point.
Yeah. It was announced as one, and then it became a TV show. But at least we got it. So, just watch them all back to back, chop the credits out.
But they turn it around. So Don Cheadle's got one coming out called Armor Wars, and it should have been a TV show, but they decided to make it a movie instead.
Right. Okay.
Because that's clever.
Yeah, it is.
Final. Too many Marvel movies coming out. It's far.
I'm way behind. That's why I've stopped. I can't possibly.
I'm up to date, but I'm fatigued.
Yeah.
I'm not. For the first time, I'm not fussed about what's next.
I want somebody to just buy me like a big box set going, when they're all finished, I mean, they're never going to finish, but just go, right, there you go, bang, watch them all. And I would watch them. Physical media is easier.
In all likelihood, you and I will never see the end of Marvel movies.
No. Not at all.
A new Bond film?
A couple of years, I reckon.
I feel they're dragging their heels.
I think they're just having a breather. I think they know that as soon as they announce who's Bond, the internet's going to go, no, I don't want them. I want Henry Cavill, blah, blah. They're going to start bitching and moaning. And I think the producers are like, you know what? Kind of need a rest. Also, because Amazon own MGM, I think there's probably a bit of red tape going on there as well.
Yeah. So, and maybe they're struggling to crack it.
Possibly, but we've had longer gaps with Bond. We had 7 years between Dalton and Brosnan.
But that's a lot of red tape.
This is not, that was a lot of red tape, but it's not the longest gap.
No.
Because it's only been, a couple of years since No Time to Die?
2 years, I think.
So we're not doing too bad. I think if it goes another 2 years, we've not heard something, then it becomes like, hang on a minute, what's going on? But
No Time to Die was utter class.
I liked it. And do you know what I really like is people didn't spoil it. I watched the film when it hit like home viewing. I'm like, there's no way they're going to do that. No, there's no, no, they can't have done that. Oh shit, they've done that. Oh my God. And I didn't know, the internet didn't ruin it, which I was quite surprised. That never ever happens.
That's rare. But that's a great film. And I had an inkling they were going to do what they did, but I wasn't 100% sure. And I spent that whole film on the edge of my seat.
Yep, going, there's no way.
See the chase sequence with all the jeeps in the woods. I was properly just like, oh my God.
Yeah. I do like Bond. I periodically do go back Bond and rewatch them all.
Yeah, I've got the box set all the way up. It must be. What was the one that you did? Was it Spectre before No Time to Die?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got all the way up to Spectre.
I've got all except No Time to Die, which is I just need to pick up a DVD of that, and then I've got them all.
But I wonder if they've got a gap, because when they brought out the box set last time, they had room for Spectre to go in.
Yeah.
I wonder if they've got room for No Time to Die. But I love all Bond films.
I do.
Brosnan's my Bond.
I think I grew up with Roger Moore, but I like Timothy Dalton as a favourite. But I like them all. Going back and binge watching them all in really short succession, it still works. They're just all different flavours of. But wasn't
Bond. That thing for us? And I know you're not Mr. Christmas, but wasn't a thing at this time of year? ITV would always put on a Bond film.
Oh God, yeah, bank holidays, Christmas and bank holidays, Bond movie, brilliant.
And even though I've got them on DVD and Blu-ray or whatever, I will still happily sit and watch a Bond movie if it's on.
I'm getting quite back into watching things on network TVs, they call it, and then not pausing it, not recording it
live on BBC. I wanted to watch it live because I knew it would have. You're going to see something quite oxymoronic. I knew if I didn't watch it live, it'd be spoiled for me straight away on social media. But I also knew what was going to happen.
Yep. So you're like, I want to see it.
But I will watch The Wheel. Michael McIntyre's quiz show. I'll watch the 1% Club. I'll watch. I did used to watch Strictly, but they cast the turf, so that was out the window. Complained to the BBC, got a very stock response. I did watch I'm a Celebrity, but they've twice in a row now they've cast a very divisive political figure who shouldn't be in it.
That's why they do it.
Joe Farage got third.
Yep.
Just says it all.
It does. It really does.
Someone said cast Fred West in that show. And be like, oh yeah, he's a horrible person, but he comes across really well.
Yeah, they would, and probably right. I mean, that obviously tweet or whatever was in jest, but they're probably right.
Serious. But anyway, I'm like you. I do enjoy watching stuff that goes out on normal television.
Yeah,
And
Annette and I have a thing where usually seems to be a Sunday for some reason, where it's like, get the TV magazine out. Yes, we buy one of those. There's a film on. We've never seen it. We'll watch it, and we sit and we watch it on network TV. We don't pause it. It's like, you need to go to the bathroom. You either wait for an ad break if it's on one of those, or tough, you miss the film. And it's something I enjoy it.
something nice about it.
Yeah.
That's something that's going to be lost with our generation.
Yep.
Because Harrison's not going to watch network telly.
No, probably will be no network TV. It'll all be streaming
happen.
platforms and stuff.
BBC will eventually get moved to a subscription service, because the minute you say it's a license fee, people go, "Oh, well, that's a rip-off," blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But the minute you say it's a subscription service and you have a choice,
yeah,
a lot more people will go for it.
I would dump BBC in a blink, because I personally
I don't watch enough BBC.
No, I don't. Not to justify £170 a year.
Up to 190.
190. I just don't do it. I just don't. And that's not like, oh, now with the BBC. I think BBC produce a hell of a lot of good content. Just not. There's a reason I've dumped a lot of my other streaming platforms. Yes, Netflix is worth 10, 15 quid a month, whatever, but I don't watch enough to justify me spending that money. And that's how I feel against
same with the BBC. But it's difficult for me as a former employee of the BBC, because I know the good they do to the industry.
A lot.
But the industry is also, can I swear on this?
Yeah, of course you can.
The industry, you're not caring about monetization. The industry is fucked in the UK.
Yep.
There's a real problem. A lot of people are out of work. I'm in a different place. I'm not chasing contracted jobs. I'm in a different place. I'm not better off for it, but I'm no worse off if I was chasing contract jobs. But there's a real people aren't seeing it. There's a real danger in the UK film and TV industry right now. Nobody's working.
Yep.
It's bad. And nobody knows why. I have an inkling, and it's because commissioners aren't taking risks.
Yeah, well, it's the same with film studios, isn't it? It's, you see people bitching about it, oh, another sequel, another remake, and blah, blah, blah. But then you look at the top 20 films that make money, they usually are IPs, sequels, or remakes.
Yeah.
And it's like, something like The Creator came out, which was a great film, great sci-fi film, if you've not seen that one. It's an original thing. It's not based on anything. Nobody went to watch it.
Who did The Creator? Was it, what's his face?
Gareth. I always get Gareth Edwards and Evans mixed up. I think it's Edwards.
It is Edwards.
It's the guy that did Monsters.
Gareth Evans is the Welsh filmmaker who did
The Raid and
the not so popular Raid 2.
Which is a great film, but
I love The Raid. Raid and Dread.
But nobody watched The Creator, and yet people go, sick of these remakes. Just go watch something else then.
But back to your why is pineapple on a pizza?
Yeah,
because it can be, and Die Hard is a Christmas film. It's not. It can be both. You can have IP and you can have original low budget films. They can coexist.
Yeah, of course.
You can support both.
Yep, I do.
And you should.
Yep.
You can go watch a DC film and still like Marvel.
My favourite film of the year is currently John Wick Chapter 4, which is clearly his IP, clearly is a sequel. However, I've also watched like the Abigail movie that I'd mentioned, and The Creator, and Knock at the Cabin, not sequels, remakes, IP, stuff like that. I like them both. I choose to support all of them.
And what's your from Page to Screen socials is that you shout high from the rooftops, I have watched this indie film, you should too.
Yeah.
And then I share it. And I go, you should go watch this.
Yep.
So we need more champions to support our work. I mean, I have an indie project on Amazon Prime once again.
Yes.
But we rely on people like you.
Yep.
To say, go watch this thing.
Yeah. Because otherwise a lot of people don't hear it.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, because they're not on the front of Empire Magazine or Total Film or whatever it is.
I do find it and rate it 1 star.
So, final question for you, Fraser. It's only a short one. It's directed solely at you. Potentially your last podcast chat with me this year. So, what has been your highlight of 2023? Whichever you wish. It can be whatever.
Professionally, making a documentary. because I will legitimately have a broadcast program go out on the telly box that I pitched, that we made, that's in the edit now. It's got 2 days to go, and then all going well, it's going out on New Year's Eve. So that's pretty damn sweet. That's a career high. And personally, I got married.
Yep.
Can't top that.
Nope. She's behind you with a bat going, you better not top that.
six months yesterday.
Yeah.
We got married, and that was pretty freaking sweet, man.
So all in all, 2023 has been pretty good for you.
Been not bad. I've had worse.
Yep. Yes.
Definitely had worse. And I'm really excited about 2024 because there's a lot of irons in the fire. But like you were saying, there were, I said there were that guy. It's like, I'm busy till at least 2026. And you're like, yeah, if you rush. But I was just trying to shoo him away. But you're not wrong. Like, we don't know how long it will take for the feature to get off the ground. It could be a couple of years before we even get to shoot it, and then edit it, market it, get a publicist on board, and then, take that out to Cannes, Edinburgh, or wherever. Not Glasgow. Glasgow Film Festival gets none of my work from here on out because they were bad to me. And I'll bring it up with a filmmaker that I'm speaking to next week, thanks to you. And so, yeah, we've got the film, Origins, the TV show's kicked a little bit further down the field. The animated's been kicked a little bit further down the field. So all of these things will take time after time after time. And hopefully by the time they get done and we're halfway through and we're near the end, something else comes along.
Yep.
If Origins goes, I'll be busy for, 5 years of my life.
But a good 5 years.
But that'd be great.
It will.
And then think of the people I can hire.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what about you? What's your highlights?
I really, this year has been one that's not had lots of highlights, which isn't a bad thing. It just hasn't. I've not done any filmmaking or anything. I think my highlight was plucking up the courage to go, do you know what, this mind-numbing customer service job, I'm out of there. Six years is enough. I'm just going to leap and hopefully hit something on the way down. So I'm looking forward to going into 2024 with some new chapters, whatever those new chapters are. Who knows? But it's kind of ballsy and also scary to go, yeah, I'm going to leave this paycheck. I'm done, because it was not good for my health or sanity or anything like that. I'm like,
I think mental
I'm out of here.
Really important.
Yeah. Can't pay your rent with it, though. That's the problem. So there is that.
No, but we're in an age now where you've got to take care of yourself.
Yeah, of course. So I think that's probably going to be my highlight, is going, do you know what? Because I've been trying to do it for a couple of years. I'm like, I need to get out. And
sounds like a bad relationship.
It was, yeah, and I did. I got out, and it was, a little bit scary. And afterwards, you're like, did I do the right thing? And then a bit more time passes, and you're like, still missed the paycheck, but I did do the right thing. And then everybody who you used to work with keeps messaging you, going, "You found a new job yet?" It's like, I literally quit 3 weeks ago. I'm all right. What are you going to do now? You're going to go back into the same role that you did? No, I'm not. I want to do something different. Like what? And you're like, I don't know. I ain't got a clue. But I've enjoyed having time for me.
There's also been a significant uptake in your channel.
There has.
And I've noticed that you're getting really good engagement again. Yeah. Like there's a nice shift, which has been nice to see.
And I've spent this year clearing the decks of a lot of silly things that I've been doing. Get rid of that. Don't need to bother with this. So I've been shortening the to-do list so that I can, like LinkedIn, so that I can just maximize it in 2024. So just getting a bit more streamlined. So I love this time of year. I don't like Christmas, but I like the New Year part where it's like, and we're off. It's January 1st. I love
getting to the. My New Year changes slightly because Siobhan's birthday is the 7th, so we go right. Our holiday celebrations ends on the 8th, and then it's my birthday 2 months later. But what is nice? I'm the same as you. I love that fresh break.
Yep.
Like I absolutely love that. I'm also become a sucker for manifestation, like the power of manifestation. So came out of a really bad relationship. Went into one that was wrong for me, went into another one that was wrong for me, and then they both ended. I ended one was ended for me, which was fine. And my friend Lindsay, who produces all of my work with me, told me about the power of manifestation, and just writing down what it is you're after, and just believing that it's already happened, but you're catching up to it. That I feel like I'm selling a cult or a pyramid scheme.
No, I know what you mean.
I'm not like $49, Stuart, and I'll teach you the power.
Yeah, $49. I'll sell you a book about how to not be scammed.
But I wrote down like the perfect partner for me and like all these things. And then when I met Siobhan, she legitimately hit every single point. And then Lindsay, during our wedding in the speech, like he literally like made you in a lab. It's like literally.
It's possible. Science is a great thing nowadays.
That called it's some Ruby. I think it's Ruby Sparks.
Right.
Where he writes a character and she comes to life. But anyway, so I'm trying it with Origins. I've written down what I want to happen with Origins. I've got a book somewhere written, and I've written stuff. What's the worst that can happen?
Some of it may not come true, but some of it will, and that's the part you focus on.
Just focus on the successes already happened, not the failure.
Yeah, of course it is.
And I think that's important. And so for $49.99.
Yep. Via my,
we've reconnected. We've done what, 3 now? Please.
I would think so. Yep, 3, maybe 4 or whatever.
Grumpy Film Fans Part 1.
Yep, we did another one after that. We've done this one.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I think we've done 3.
I think so. I've set up a Ko-Fi page.
Nice.
Nothing on it yet. It's fine. I'm good. It's there. It's set up. So
it's always a bit of work. I've fallen behind slightly, but I schedule a post for every Monday, so I'll just spend a day and write 3 or 4. I put one up about Cops and Monsters yesterday because, unbeknownst to me, it's back on Amazon Prime. So I was like, so I put up our panels from MCOM and London.
Yep.
And I called you out on it, and I was like, and Stuart did this, and boom, 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 boom. And I put up all the pictures that we had, all the actors that we had, because we've got a lot of actors.
Oh yeah.
And I like, it's there. And yeah, we've already had one crappy 1-star review with no rating on it. But it is what it is, man. If you enjoy it, great. If you don't, shut the fuck up.
Exactly. If you don't worry about it. Just leave a 5 anyway, because it's a fun show. It is fun show made by a bunch of people who enjoyed doing what they did.
And 20 grand to shoot 8 episodes.
Yeah.
And there's visual effects and practical effects and fight scenes and costumes and props and locations and big name actors who were like Harry Potter, Doctor Who, and like we did pretty fucking well for a show we had no support from Creative Scotland.
Yep.
Surprise. Let's see if that changes next year.
Yep.
It might do, but it won't be at my hand. It'll be at the hand of some Netflix guru. But it is what it is. And I had it on. I did the cheek thing of running it yesterday just on my computer just to get the streaming up, because that's what we've got to do as creatives. And a bit of it came on. I was like, man, this was good. And it wasn't one that I wrote, so I'm not being egotistical.
Yeah.
It was one that James wrote, James T. Harden wrote, or James Harding. And I was like, this is actually pretty fucking good.
It is good.
For what it is.
Yeah.
And like when we first did the pilot, the one that you were involved in, the one that we touted at Comic-Cons up and down the country, I then had a meeting. A producer who knew me at the BBC found me, and she's like, "Oh, you're doing that Cops and Cops Monsters? Yeah, that's it, Cops Monsters." And she's like, "Did you do that all yourself?" And I was like, "Well, we crowdfunded money, we shot a pilot, we got it out there." And at the time we had like 1,000 views or something. I was like, oh, yeah, we have 1,000 views on YouTube. And just like, all right, well, can we have a meeting about it? Because that's how it works. I met her in the lift, and this was asked, and I was like, yeah, okay. So she set up a meeting with me. I went to meet her, and she's like, so first of all, why didn't you bring it to us? First question. When you were making, and I said, because we're taught that we can. Like the only way into the BBC is either through one of your writing schemes, which everybody in the world is, in the UK at least, is trying to get through. And we're very niche, it's vampires and werewolves and zombies and cops. And second of all, to get into the BBC, someone has to die before they want to. So we're taught not to do it with you. And she apologized. She legitimately apologized and said, like, we should have been looking after you a lot sooner. because there's people in this building that, you know, can't be trusted to pack their own suitcase kind of thing.
Yeah.
I won't name her. She's not with them anymore anyway. But
No.
so she's like, so we should be looking after you on the radar. And she's like, how would you feel if we remade Cops and Monsters as a pilot for BBC Three? And as you can imagine, my pants hit the floor with just, oh my God, I can't believe you're saying that.
Yep.
And I was like, I'd love that. And she goes, well, how would you feel about if we brought another writer in to help you? And I was like, yeah, of course. I'm not egotistical. I'm unlike some writers that we know. I was like, no, I'm not precious. And she was like, okay, great. Well, let's keep an open dialogue. And then it just went away. And then years later, we did series 1, got it out online. Then series 2 was coming along. We had really good writers attached to it. And again, I met with somebody at the BBC, and he's like, right, we should be making this. We can give you 10 grand per episode for 6 10-minute episodes. So that's 60 grand. We'll put it out on digital, and then we'll put out an hour-long version of it on BBC Scotland, and we can give you more money for that. And we'll pay back the money that you've raised on crowdfunding so far for series 2, so no one gets upset. Would you mind rewriting it? And we're like, no, not at all. Like, the writers won't mind at all. And he was like, yeah, we absolutely should be doing this. It just has to get past our commissioner.
Mm-hmm.
Tell her I spoke to you. So I went to the commissioner, and she's like, nah, it's not for us. So it was gone.
Yeah. Just in a blink.
I think that's bad.
It is.
So
that's the distant past.
It is, and it's but what I always say is that there's no one way in.
No, not at all.
To it, and I also vehemently believe that Scotland and the UK is not. I can do work here, I can make work for here, but this isn't where I'm going to get my money. This isn't where I'm going to get my backing. It's Australia. Australia have given me more money, not a lot, before the taxman comes knocking on my door, and I've declared it. But they're the ones that pay me to go do stuff. And now it looks like America is going to hopefully follow suit. But we're not being supported in our own back garden.
No. There's a reason. I mean, you go back to look at a lot of the British directors, like Ridley Scott, for example. He started off here, pretty much in the US based, where most of his films come out now. And there's a lot of those where they started off, they cut their teeth in the UK, and then off they go. You know, Christopher Nolan, another one, bang. He's pretty much always been US and whatnot anyway, but it's just a shame that the UK isn't.
You know, you're talking about, Cynthia. If she had the right backing back in the day, she would have been making films of Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it would be like double-headered, and it would be the two of them. Then that would have been a whole genre.
It would have been.
But where's the backing?
Who knows? Not in our pockets.
On that bombshell.
On that bombshell. Thanks for doing all these in 2023. I am presuming it's probably going to be the last one because obviously Christmas and all that sort of stuff.
It'll just hit you in the face. It'll be Christmas tomorrow, you know.
So thank you for doing these in 2023. I look forward to the ones that we managed to fit in 2024. I'm sure we'll manage to do those.
You text me and I will be here at the drop of a hat.
Yep. And have a good. I will speak to you obviously by text and stuff.
We'll be texting every other day anyway.
You know, enjoy the rest of your day, Fraser.
We're both hens, you and I. We text every day.
We do. So enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. Enjoy your evening. Go watch a fun film.
I will. I don't know what, but something.
I'm sure you've got something on your list. Go watch Fubar.
Okay.
Go watch Fubar.
Yep. I will.
Okay.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.